And welcome back to another edition of CTV Sports. I'm Mike Walsh.
And I'm so happy to be back, Rams. My name is Leah Cackowski, so here's what we got on tap for you tonight.
Rams basketball had a successful weekend here at home with the Cowboys and on the road against the Falcons.
Softball, tennis, and track all competed this weekend as they continue building the foundation for their spring season ahead.
And of course, we end the night with our Pick'em segment, giving all our thoughts on the big games ahead.
All of that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
This past Saturday saw the latest rendition of the border war between the Rams and the Cowboys, but in all honesty, this one felt more like a border surrender, as the Pokes left any sense of a rivalry back up in Wyoming.
Yeah, Mike, this one got ugly, and it got ugly quick and could not have felt less like the usual border war matchups that we've seen in the past.
Definitely not, winning 88-53 and claiming the largest margin of victory ever in a game against the Cowboys. And getting into the highlights, it was an offensive outpour for the Rams. Starting it off early, it was Jalen Crocker-Johnson with back-to-back threes to put the Rams up 6-0. This is when Ram fans started to get loud, started to get a feeling going that this was going to be a good game for the Rams. And after that, it was more of the same from the Rams. Nick Clifford stepping back, hitting the three. This is what you're going to see a lot of in these highlights. Everyone shot the three for the Rams. The bench players got in. Kyan Evans is getting in the action. Everyone shot a three in this game. It was not fair for Wyoming, and it was really never a game at all. It's 34-53 there. You still have 13 minutes left in the game. It's easy to see how the Rams got to 88. Switching the sides here, it's more of the same story. Keyshawn Williams had that nice lay, nice three. I mean, everyone was hitting in this game. But then it got down into the crunch time, and it was the same exact thing. Everyone hit their threes. We even got some bench players in, getting Jaden Stepp, one of the freshmen for the Rams, into the game. After this Lake three, that's all it was the bench players. Jaden Stepp hitting this huge three, hitting a nice lay. I mean, everyone did their part, and they put everyone in the game, anyone that was on the bench.
Everybody. We got to see faces we probably have never seen before in Ram Country.
I love when Luke Murphy gets in the game.
Luke Murphy, biggest fans.
It's so loud for Luke Murphy.
Yes, I agree. So while pretty much every Ram contributed, let's look at who really stood out. And Mike Walsh.
This one's obvious.
It's obvious.
I mean every time.
Nick Clifford.
Every time.
Nick Clifford.
22 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He does it efficiently, too. He's not missing a ton of shots. I was at this game. It seemed like he made every shot he took.
Every single one. And what's fascinating about Nick, too, not is he dominant just on the offensive end.
Yeah.
He is third in the nation in defensive rebounds, 8.6 per game. So all around, he's been thriving.
Yeah, and it wasn't just him, too. I mean, Jalen Crocker-Johnson, he had those early threes, but, he kind of didn't score much after that. But he was the leading rebounder outside of Nick. I mean, he's been improving every single game.
Every game, especially being new in that. And then, again, we mentioned Kyan Evans. He's been filling a huge role this year of Isaiah Stevens we talked about. And, yeah, it's great to see.
Mean, they're just clicking at the right time.
Yes.
But, obviously, again, it was Nick Clifford leading the effort, as he usually does. When is he going to start getting the national attention?
Mike.
That's all I want to know.
I don't know, but it is long
overdue
with Nick Clifford. I mean, we're seeing the numbers, but, Ram fans are feeling good about their guy, Nick.
They are.
Feeling good about the team overall, and it's safe to say the team is just, feeling the love. Yep. So here's what Coach Medved had to say post-game.
I thought our defense in the first 10 minutes of the game was kind of the catalyst. I thought we were really engaged, made it really, really difficult on them, and just kind of one of those nights where we got out the lead early and we never looked back. Thought everyone was really good. I thought the bench was awesome today. I thought they came in and all four of those guys.
And after the huge win on Saturday, the Green and Gold only had a few nights off, as they're actually playing right now over at Moby. So stick around for a live update later on that one. But I think there's still some basketball to discuss before we get to that.
That's right, Mike. We are not done with hoops just yet because the women's team extended their winning streak to 4 down in the Springs. They are on fire right now. They are the number 2 team in the Mountain West Conference. And again, the thing about it, though, it was pretty close in that first quarter. Again, Emma Ronzik coming in with a 3. Again, 3 is the name of basketball, what we saw over the weekend. Air Force did not give up, but that second quarter, we see a 22-5 scoring run from the Rams. They thought they had it in the bag, but actually we see kind of a surprise comeback from Air Force in that late game. They led 17 and they got cut to 3, but we see the Rams were able to take it away on that one. So closer than expected near the end. Again, you can't let those last minutes let up.
You can't underestimate them.
Especially even if they're the far better team in that scenario, but to no one's surprise, it was the Ronzik sisters. The Ronzik sisters were the ones that made it for the Rams on that.
Of course it was. I mean, they're always stuff in the stat sheets.
Always stuff in the stat sheets. So, I mean, let's take a look at what they did.
They were, both of them were just shy of a double-double, putting up a combined 25 points, 17 rebounds, and 6 blocks. I mean, those efficiency numbers, too. 45%, 43%. These sisters are just an incredible duo. We can't emphasize enough how their contribution offensively and defensively have brought the Rams so much success, with Emma leading the team with a whopping 18.2 points per game and Hannah bringing down the most boards at around 6 per game. They also have fantastic shooting percentages, as I said, with plenty of blocks and steals.
Yeah, overall, Mike, we're getting so dangerously close to March talk.
Yeah, we are.
So, of course, that means we got to take a look at those standings.
It's looking pretty good for CSU
Again,
right now.
UNLV pretty much every single year are in the top of that running category, but CSU number 2 in that pack, which is great to see.
I don't think they're catching UNLV this season. I think UNLV probably, if maybe they lose one more game, but they're probably sticking with that one loss. But CSU probably is getting that 2 seed. And I mean, it's looking good for them right now.
It's looking good. I mean, we know they're going into the Mountain West tournament regardless,
of
but
course.
That number 2 seed seems pretty locked right now.
Yeah, and who knows? A national tournament could be in the works.
I would love to see. That would be such a good end note for us here.
I agree. But that's enough hoops news, I think, for now. I believe another top program on campus is in full effect. Leah?
Yeah, Mike, that is right. Colorado State softball entered their second weekend of play at the Silicon Valley Classic in Santa Clara, California. The weekend started off strong with Friday's double header bringing double wins. Game 1 came down to the wire with Reagan Wick throwing her second complete shutout so far, only allowing 4 hits along with 4 strikeouts to get the 1-0 win over Cal Poly. Game 2 had a lot more action, the Rams coming out on top 10-8. Brooke Bolander totaled 2 hits and 7 other Rams added 1 as well. And then comes Saturday and Sunday, where, unfortunately, the Green and Gold dropped all 3 games, falling to UIC, UC San Diego, and Santa Clara. But again, it's only the second weekend of play, and there's no breaks anytime soon, because the Rams will head down to Tucson for the Hillenbrand Invitational this upcoming weekend. CSU gets to face number 1 Texas, not just once, but twice on Friday and Sunday, so a great early test with the best competition in non-conference play.
And the last 5 matches have not been kind to CSU's women's tennis team as they continue to grow their losing streak. This past weekend, suffering losses to both BYU and Denver. In their first matchup on Friday, the Rams had a slew of injuries, which meant 2 surrendered matches. Still, though, the Rams had some bright spots. First, with Victoria and Sarah Weekly pushing their match to 6-6, and then seeing their number 3 singles match taken by Victoria Jajinskaya with ease. But it is never easy to lose in your home opener, but what may make it even harder to accept is the fact that you have to match up with Denver the very next day. Tennis, oh my God. The Rams took a quick trip down I-25 to match up with the Pioneers, and once again, the Rams left empty-handed, losing 4-0 and seeing pretty much no wins for the Green and Gold. This was a tough end to an already miserable first few weeks. But then again, it is a long season, and these Rams are veterans. Please excuse the technical difficulties. We'll get back to me. There we go. Once the injury bug gets lifted, Coach Miley Tran is confident in her crew.
Yeah, my Colorado State track and field made some noise over the weekend as they competed in 3 different meets, including the Husky Classic, Don Kirby Elite Invitational, and the Colorado Running Company Mountain Lion Open. Seattle brought on personal bests, and many Rams made their way to the all-time record book. Annie McAbobby recorded a personal best time of 4:50.94 in the women's mile, now the 11th all-time for CSU. Freshman Allison Pippett moved her into the 20th with her respective time as well. On the men's side, Lars Mitchell moved up to 13 places in the record book and now ranks 5th in the mile. And now in New Mexico, the momentum didn't stop, where program pole vault record holder Maria Kimson surpassed her top mark by half an inch. The Rams also found themselves in the top 5 for the women's shot put, and by no surprise, leading the way was Maya Lesnar, but it was Gabby Morris and Michaela Long who set personal records, moving up in the all-time standings for the Green and Gold. Will Chang recorded a personal best in pole vaulting as well, moving into a tie with 2 other Rams for 14th place of all time and 5th in the event. And of course, we can't forget to mention the Springs, where a handful of Rams competed in the men's 60 hurdles. BJ Robinson finished third and recorded his first personal best of 8:10. Dominic Gillelli finished fifth in his first action of the season as well. This team now gets some much-deserved rest before the Mountain West Indoor Championships, and they will return to Albuquerque February 27th through March 1st for the final stop of this season.
The men's golf team took a trip down to La Quinta, California this past weekend. However, the team actually just traveled this weekend and teed off yesterday morning. And after one day of play, there was not much to brag about for the Rams. Only seeing one of their players in the top 20 isn't the best look, and what's more, the next closest golfer to Alessandro Trenta is all the way down at 31 with Charlie Tucker, shooting +3 and +8 respectively. But now the results are in after day 2, and after today's round, it's not looking much better for the Rams. Alessandro Trenta again sitting at +11, Charlie Tucker sitting at +15, both out of the top 25. Really just not good for the green and gold. But the good news for the green and gold is that this is a 3-day tournament, so they still have one more day to play. There's plenty of time for a comeback. Be sure to tune in next week to hear the results of that one.
And well, Ram fans, there's still so much to look forward to in the world of CSU athletics this upcoming week.
Yeah, Leah, Colorado State men's basketball welcomes the Wolfpack as we speak right here at Moby, as we mentioned, as men's golf continues their time at the Prestige Tournament in La Quinta.
And tomorrow is the start of the Mountain West Championships for swim and dive, where a winner will be crowned on Saturday, along with women's basketball taking on Fresno State right here at home for the Orange Out.
And to start the weekend off right with great weather, tennis and softball head to Tucson, Arizona for their respective matchups, where CSU softball has a test against the #1 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, Mike, they'll continue their play through the weekend, where men's and women's basketball get to challenge UNLV with the women's game here at home and the men in Las Vegas.
And finally, we reach Sunday, where women's golf starts the Westbrook Invitational in Peoria, Arizona, and softball gets their second time around against Texas to finish out the tournament.
So yeah, a lot going on right now, but we obviously won't complain. But don't go anywhere just yet, Ram fans, because when we come back, we have more basketball talk as March grows closer and closer for college basketball teams.
After 2 years?
You gotta be kidding me! Okay, no.
Robbie.
Seriously, do you have anything you can use against the dragon? I can do fireball, that'll do a lot of damage. Yeah, to all of us!
Well,
We're in a 4-foot room!
I'm sorry, what else do you want me to do?
Okay.
Hold on. All right. Wizard. You gonna roll?
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans. And before we get some stories from our reporters Hunter and AJ, there was some basketball action this past weekend we just can't leave out of this show. I mean, these are the biggest games, I think, objectively, of the past weekend.
Oh, I agree.
But I mean, the first one we were going to go with for this story, at least, was going to be Wisconsin and Purdue. It's not going to be what you're seeing on the graphic here. Hopefully we can get that other graphic up. But the first one we're going to go to is Wisconsin and Purdue. Our boy, John Tonje, going for 32 points. Only missed 5 shots in this game.
He has been going off all season.
He has.
He's been averaging over 19 points per game. Unbelievable
outing. I mean, just carrying it to a win at Purdue, too. And that's what matters most. But then going to the second game, a team we haven't talked about much, St. John's. Pitino.
I know.
You see him in New Mexico doing well there, but St. John's is doing way better. Than New Mexico. Pitino is just the truth, I guess. RJ Luis, 23 points, 14 rebounds. This team is good. They had 10 steals and 8 blocks compared to the other team who had 1.
Well, it proves sometimes just being in a different place can really benefit for you in the transfer portal
true.
that we've been seeing all year round.
Super true. I mean, there were some other matchups going Texas Tech with, again, a former Mountain West player, JT Toppin. I mean, they leave the Mountain West and they get better. He dropped 41 points and 15 rebounds in a game against Arizona State. Just insane numbers for another guy out of the Mountain West. And the final game is a Mountain West game.
Utah State.
Probably the best one of the week.
New Mexico.
I think so. New Mexico, Utah State, 82-79 in favor of New Mexico. Donovan Dent. That guy.
What I gotta say, my boy Donnie D,
Donnie
D-A-double-G.
He's always putting up numbers. He had a little less assists, but he still had 2 steals on the night. I mean, he's having a great season. New Mexico is having a great season.
I agree. He's going 19.7 points per game. But again, we got to talk about Utah State, though, as well. They both have the same record. They're 1-2 in conference. I don't know why they're ranked nationally.
No.
I think they're making so much noise in our conference, and I don't know why they wouldn't.
But at least we got 2 good teams in the Mountain West.
Yeah. Hey, 3 good teams.
Sorry,
in the Mountain West.
We'll count CSU. We got 3.
But yeah, that was a great. I mean, it was a great close game. Good to see number 1 and 2 teams going at it like that, and in the pit. It's so hard to win at the pit.
Agreed.
So yeah, great games.
Agreed. Going right off of that last Mountain West thriller, down in the pit. How about we switch to a live update from that game we were talking about earlier, Nevada and CSU?
I would want nothing more to look at a live update, but unfortunately,
it's not looking great. Not looking great for the Rams. We got 36-33. Just halftime, not looking great for the Rams, but it's only a 3-point game.
It's only a 3-point game, and again, sometimes it takes a little bit longer in that first half for the Rams, unlike we saw from Wyoming the other day. It's just Nevada sometimes could be our Achilles heel, and I don't know why that is.
Well, that's what I thought Wyoming was going to be. I thought they were going to put up more of a fight, but I guess it's Nevada and Moby on a Tuesday night.
Remember what happened last
Clifford,
year.
the story is probably Nee Clifford only having 6 points and only shooting 4 shots.
Yeah, that's very uncharacteristic from him, especially from what we've seen putting up at
They're not going to win a game if he's only scoring 6 points. That's all I'll tell you.
And they rely on him, but yeah, he's going to have to step it up in that second half.
The Rams were the favorites tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can pull this one out. But no matter what happens, both of these teams will have new records. So let's go to Hunter for an update on the current standings.
Thank you, Mike, for the update. I'm Hunter Strand. Good to see you again, Rams. The Mountain West Conference standings are heating up to end late February here. New Mexico sits at the top of those standings right now with a 14-1 conference record, followed by Utah State at 12-3, and then CSU and SCSU tied for third at 10-4. New Mexico is in control right now with a 2-game lead and have already beaten Utah State twice, so we would expect them to win the regular season title. Now for the CSU Rams, we could see them finishing second in the conference. Utah State has a very hard schedule to end the year, and in comparison, the Rams have a pretty easy one. The Rams will play Utah State in Moby Arena in early March. We see that game deciding who will be the number 2 seed in the Mountain West Conference, which will have big implications for the Mountain West Conference tournament. The next month is going to be a make or break for CSU to pick up quality wins and get a good seed for the Mountain West Conference tournament, considering that the Rams are going to need to win that tournament to get a bid for March Madness. Now over to AJ for his best bets of the week.
Thanks, Hunter. I'm AJ Fredrickson, and I'll be taking you through my favorite bets of the week for this week's massive college basketball slate. Starting things off with the team we all just watched go into Bama and knock off their rival on the road, Auburn goes home to face the new home for John Calipari in Arkansas, who Auburn coach Bruce Pearl is just 9-14 against in his head coaching career. Arkansas won't win the game, but I expect Auburn to start a little sleepy after their big win and Arkansas to cover a huge spread on the road. Next up, the back-to-back defending champs head into St. John's to try and get right after a devastating loss to Seton Hall on Saturday. The Johnnies won the first matchup between these two teams, but I just have a hard time believing they sweep the defending champs. Because of that, give me UConn plus the points and to win the game outright. On to the rare out-of-conference matchup in February featured in Madison Square Garden, including top prospect Cooper Flagg and Duke against the Fighting Illini. Duke has been rolling through the weak Atlantic Coast Conference this year with an average margin of victory at 21.5 against ACC opponents, while Illinois has struggled in the usually good Big Ten. Duke's toughest opponent in over 2 months was Clemson a couple weeks ago, and they lost to the Tigers, while Illinois has pro-level talent up and down the court, and I think they'll give Duke more problems than they've faced in a long time. Give me Illinois and the points in MSG. Lastly, maybe the 2 toughest teams in the SEC in Tennessee and Texas A&M meet in College Station, with Texas A&M needing that statement win to get national attention. The Volunteers have dropped their last 3 games on the road to ranked SEC opponents, and now they're on the road in one of the toughest places to play in College Station. While Texas A&M has quietly won 7 of their last 9, expect the Aggies to rebound their way to a win and cover a spread on the road at home against the Vols. Don't go anywhere just yet, Rams. When we come back from the break, I talk with Hunter, Mike, and Leah on how they think this weekend will shake out on the court. We'll be right back.
Living with someone you don't know on the other side of the wall is hard, especially if you don't know how to be a good roommate. The first thing that you'll want to do to be a good roommate is make sure that you always stay quiet. Be considerate of others when using common spaces and appliances.
Hey buddy, what you doing?
I'm just gonna need like 40 minutes. Be respectful of your roommate's privacy. Ugh, my bad. Finally, make sure that you clean up after yourself. Oh, fresh toothbrush.
Have you seen my toothbrush?
Follow these tips to get along with your roommates and your landlord.
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans, and Pick'ems is here to stay. For our slate this week, we've got more college basketball, starting it off with the green and gold in their game against UNLV. I feel like this should be an easy one, guys.
It's no question
I
for me.
don't know. I mean,
Colorado State.
this UNLV team hasn't looked good all year. I mean, CSU kind of needs this win if they want to have any chance at the Mountain West Championship, so I think it's got to be CSU.
Yeah, UNLV is a very average team to me. Their record literally says it, 14-2 overall, and they are 6th in the Mountain West. They're kind of right in the middle there, but at the same time, I think CSU has this one absolutely taken away. UNLV, we've kind of had a weird past few games at their home court. It can never forget the Isaiah Stevens buzzer beater. But at the same time, I think CSU is going away with that.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with that.
Okay.
CSU, they're just so different on the road. I mean, this is a team that looks great in Moby every weekend. Just dropped 35 Wyoming, but they lose to Utah State on the road. This is just a different team on the road, so I'm going to have to go with UNLV with this one.
Very inconsistent. But this would be a get-right game for CSU. Get some momentum going before the Mountain West tournament.
I like UNLV doesn't have much of a home crowd. It's not much of it.
Like I agree.
I agree with you. Like when they go places, they tend to lose at places like New Mexico and Utah State. But this is nowhere comparable.
And when talking on the road too, like you're talking the top 2 teams in the Mountain West, like Utah State, New Mexico. I mean, granted, they should have been at least closer games, and San Diego State on the road.
I don't think UNLV is comparable.
No.
Especially their home atmosphere.
Well, at least this game is going to be close.
Okay.
So
this is more of a
if things don't go CSU's way, I can see them very easily losing.
All right. That's fine. We can go to a different CSU game.
I think we got another CSU
Switching
game.
it up, we're going to the women.
Yes.
And they got Fresno.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, this one's at home, which is at least good. The thing is, I think the Ronzig sisters are just quite literally unstoppable. Emma having the most points on the team, averaging over 18 a game.
She's going crazy.
Fresno's kind of the same thing. They're 4th in conference. CSU's 2. So again, they're a better team than when looking at UNLV, like 6th in the pack. But I think being at home in this last stretch, I think CSU's winning.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything you're saying. I mean, just think it's an easy one for CSU, especially at home.
Home team, high ranking in the standings.
Yeah.
I love the switch from last week. A little bit of CSU hate.
Some pride.
This week we got some CSU pride.
I learned from my
like
mistakes.
it. I like it. All right, let's go to game 3. We're finally getting away from CSU. College basketball, we got Michigan State versus Michigan. This is a big game.
Old rivalry.
At Michigan, what do you guys think?
I think I'm alone here taking Michigan State.
Okay.
I've really liked what they've done this year. They're so deep.
Yeah.
They've really got a lot of guys off the bench. I like what Michigan's done, but I just think Michigan State's too
I won't
much.
lie. It's surprising you're the only one that went Michigan State. I totally thought this would be one that was split because these are pretty even teams. They're both 20-5. They both have some signature wins, but they both have some pretty bad losses. I'm going to go Michigan. I think they dominate in the paint. I think Danny Golden, I have no idea how to say his first name.
I know it's Golden.
His last name is Golden. That's what I can tell you.
7'1".
Yeah, he's a beast. I mean,
they got 2 7-footers over there.
That's what and Danny Wolf moves like a guard at 7 feet. He's like a Wembanyama of college. I mean, I think this front court is a little too much for Michigan State because I think they're a little guard heavy. That's why I'm going to go Michigan.
I'm going Michigan too. I mean, they're also at Michigan, and again, you're talking though a 14-12 ranked team in the country too. It's going to be a great game,
this is
but
gonna be a close one.
I usually tend to like to go for home court advantages in these kind of situations. So, just with a rivalry game like this, I think home court.
Big rivalry.
is,
Yes.
you know.
Michigan State should travel well, though.
They do.
they will.
But I got to go Michigan. I'm like 64% from
Yeah.
the field for Goldman. I'm like, as a big man,
Pretty good.
Going with him.
Definitely Michigan in this one. Like you said, home court. And I think Michigan State played Purdue today. That's going to be a little physical game, a little tired for Saturday. So definitely Michigan in this one.
in February.
Yeah. I mean, you can't doubt Tom Izzo. I'll say that. He just won a big game. I mean, he wins big games. I just think this one at Michigan is probably going to go to Michigan, but I think Michigan State could still have a crazy season.
I would 100% choose Michigan State if they're at home. But I'm just going to roll with the home team.
I guess let's go to a game that's actually currently happening right
now.
They are currently in the second half. I think Wisconsin was up by 8. It was at halftime.
They were. And
okay, so Wisconsin was up by 8 at halftime.
8-point lead. So.
We got Wisconsin versus Illinois. I mean, this is a big game. This is a big game for Big Ten purposes.
100%.
John Tonje, let's go Wisconsin.
I like it.
Wisconsin all the way.
Number 11, it's cool to see a former Ram playing for a ranked program again. Yeah. And again, they've been on fire too.
Yeah.
Like, and they're playing ranked team. I have to go with Wisconsin.
The way Tonje's looked, he's looked like a grown man amongst boys out there.
Yes.
He just makes every shot. He's bullying everyone. It just looks unfair right now.
Yeah, the whole team is lighting it up from 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I took Illinois in this one. I think just too much pro talent. Like I said before, Yakachunas, I just think they're loaded.
Outside of that, what's the NBA talent?
Well, you got.
I agree.
Ivisic,
he's amazing.
The
he's
center,
amazing.
Ivisic, is a great player. I think they've got 4 guys who could go to the NBA. So it's hard picking.
And they're not ranked.
Wisconsin's been so hot though. It's tough. It's tough.
Wisconsin hadn't beat Illinois since 2019. Though.
Yeah, I mean,
so
this is definitely a rivalry
game,
but it's also at Wisconsin. Yeah, that's what gave me a good amount of edge. I mean, this team is they're gonna travel. They're not travel. They're gonna have so many fans at this game.
Yes.
It's not even gonna matter how well Illinois travels.
It's gonna be red, just a sea of red.
Yeah, and it's gonna be loud. I just think Illinois is gonna have a tough time going in there.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. You know, another game.
I mean, we're getting out of basketball.
Almost.
I mean, I don't know.
What do we got, Mike?
Let's go Tennessee A&M.
Tennessee A&M
Who
it
you
is.
got? Who
We
you
got
got?
the 6 and 7 seeds. All right, not seeds,
Yeah,
ranking teams.
Right.
Again, we're talking all these ranked teams here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I said home court before, but I'm actually going Tennessee on this one because the reason I say that is because the game that stuck out to me most this year was their game against Auburn, number 1 Auburn in the country right now. They only lost by 2, and it was at Auburn.
Yeah.
So to me, again, clearly they play really well on the road, or at least competitively on the road. So for me, I gotta go the Bulls.
That was easily their most inspired game.
Yes.
And I agree, that showed a lot for them. I'm gonna go Tennessee here too, but I've seen them lose on the road. They've lost some bad games on the road this year, so I can definitely see this one going in A&M's favor. I just think the offense of Tennessee, I think they're going to come in. They need this win. So does A&M. I honestly, this is a toss-up for me, but I went with Tennessee.
They need that national attention. A&M has been, they're ranked 7th in the country, but they get no attention. Nobody talks about them. So I just think they need this win to get that statement. I think this is it for them.
Wade Taylor.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to go with A&M, home team. They did lose tonight, but they did have a bad shooting tonight, but I think they're going to win this one.
I mean, they definitely have a great at home field advantage. So I think Tennessee's going to have trouble going in there, but I'm still going to go Tennessee. But all right, now we're going out of basketball for one game. We're going to go to USA.
USA!
We're showing the right highlight here of the things that matter after Canada boos you in the national anthem. You don't let that slide.
No.
You do 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game. I don't even know how this panel is debating this right now. It should be USA across. I'm obviously going USA here. Leah.
1,000,000%. And
this should be the only opinion.
What's pretty cool about what they're doing here in the NHL and the NBA, they're switching up their all-star formats this year. So it's kind of cool for sports fans to be able to see different formats in like a tournament-style play. They came out, they won 6-1 against Finland. I know they lost to Sweden, but they already beat Canada.
This is a good team.
It's a great team. We have Avalanche players on the team. Makar, McKinnon. It's going to be
the Tkachuk brothers.
Yes.
Are awesome. I love those guys.
McKinnon would be on Canada.
He's on.
Yeah.
No, McKinnon is Canada.
Wait, you're right. I'm like, I know they're in. I'm like, oh my God.
Makar and McKinnon. You got the 3 best players in the NHL on Canada.
You've got the legend, the god of hockey, Sid the Kid. How could you bet against him?
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
Are you both going Canada?
Both going Canada.
Yes.
Come on.
It's
I believe it says USA up there.
Excuse the technical difficulty on the graphic there. We got 2 Canada believers. I don't even know what to say here.
You don't beat Canada twice in a row.
You don't.
You don't.
I just don't know
in a
how
4-day stretch,
you as
no
an
way.
American are going to say that right now.
It's tough.
It's like the World Cup in soccer, dude. They never get it done in these.
That's a little different. We know USA's never going to win that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they never have a
they
chance.
never win anything against.
They have a chance to win this one. You're still going to cheer against USA. I just think it's a little un-American.
Clearly, I'll be less upset knowing that they're on. I just like to root for Avalanche, sorry, but
You know, whatever. Get out of
players.
it. We're going to go back. We're going to go back to basketball,
Oh yes,
and we're going to go to Nuggets Lakers.
Yeah.
take it away.
One that I know you guys want to
Too
talk
expensive
about.
to get into.
Luka's
Unreal.
home.
I've been looking at these tickets for months, and they've been too
They
expensive.
went from 100
Yeah.
to 200 because Luka got traded.
Yeah,
Come
I mean,
on.
it didn't matter. They were already expensive just because of LeBron. But
Yeah.
now you add Luka to it. So obviously, with my pick, I'm gonna go with the Lakers. I'm taking Luka and LeBron out of the All-Star break, primetime game. Lakers take it.
You want to remind me of the record in the last 15 games?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is
Are we
it
talking
third-
about record?
two and
Are we
13?
talking about the game on Saturday?
I mean, come on. The last 15 games, they own the Lakers. Come on.
Luka and LeBron. That duo is just, I can't get over that
I'm just
duo.
can
Two
those
games
can
they
those
played
can
so
those
far,
last
that's
yeah
really
those
good.
last 15 games. Can
Luka had, what, 14?
They're just
Wait,
getting adjusted.
wait, those last 15. Can we see? Was Luka on the roster?
No, but I mean, come on.
Wait, it's a
Who's
new
going to guard
team.
Jokic? Jokic
Wait,
might
it's a
have
new
15.
team. It's a new team. That's
No
all
way.
I'm saying. I don't know. I don't
No
think you
way.
can use the same logic when you add someone like Luka. That completely changes your franchise.
Whole
That changes your
different
team. No rebuttal? No rebuttal?
Can I go now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
go
waiting
ahead.
for you guys to go.
I just have one
Oh my
thing
gosh.
to say,
Oh my
Ram fans. MVP Nikola Jokic. There's no question that the Denver Nuggets, right now,
Yes.
they're on an 8-game win streak. And that was for you, Ruby Kaiser, by the way, if you're watching. I had to pull in a prop
we
there for
know,
you.
we know.
8-game win streak right now. Nikola Jokic is practically averaging a triple-double, not just throughout a normal game, in 3 quarters. No other player in the NBA is putting up numbers like that. And again, sure, you can argue that the Lakers have guys like Reeves, all right? I don't hate
got a
him.
good team,
Their
come
top
on.
scorer this year was Anthony Davis, and where is he now?
All right.
Gone. All right? The thing is, Laker fans were always going to be in Denver, right? And now it's going to be even more heated than normal. But the thing, I think Nikola Jokic deserves the MVP this year.
Yes,
the
okay.
Nuggets are heading into this All-Star break. They had the same record that they did last year, and that's when they broke franchise wins. So honestly, the Denver Nuggets are not going to let the Luka drama and LeBron come in
All right.
to Denver and win.
You're gonna be there, so.
LeBron
I will be
doesn't
there.
have a
She's
very
gonna
good
be
track
on court
record.
view.
He doesn't have a very good track record against the Nuggets. LeBron struggled.
No,
LeBron
the whole
struggled.
Lakers
I'm
don't
not
have a good
denying.
track
I'm not
record.
denying this at all. I'm saying this is a new team. If this was the exact same Lakers team that was 2 weeks ago without the Luka trade, 100%, I'd say Nuggets. But I gotta go Lakers here.
Luka changes things.
I think we're out of time though. So.
I'm
Leah-
just.
Leah.
We'll see on Saturday, okay? But well, we're fans, that is all that we've got for you tonight on this frigid, very cold Tuesday night. So hopefully it'll be warmer next week. And, just have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next week.